the EU is the UK's leading trading partner. Our sector receives more foreign direct investment than any other sector in the UK, and indeed the UK receives more foreign direct investment than any other European member state. And what I hear time and time again when I'm talking to leading international organisations is that they choose to be based here in the UK because we've given them easy access to the single market. There's been a huge amount of debate on the UK's membership of the EU, and since the Prime Minister's speech on the 23rd of January, what we've actually seen is a desire by policymakers, people in business, the media, both in the UK but across Europe, for actually the business voice to be heard. And so TheCityUK has decided to take on a role of presenting evidence, economic analysis and some practical insights into the value of the single market to the UK's based financial and professional services industry. And so we've got 5 streams of work that are going to be delivered over the course of the next 9 or 10 months, taking an economic view of the value of the single market, taking a legislative look at the issues around membership or exit of the single market, hearing from business leaders, and of course hearing from the general public around the UK as to what value the single market offers, not only them, but the UK's business community. The challenge for business at this moment in time is to remind regulators and certainly to remind policy makers of the need to have a level playing field. What we need is an atmosphere of trust between the regulators. If we can make that work, then that will give business confidence to keep on investing here in the UK. We have 2 million people who work in financial and professional services here in the UK, so the UK's got to stay competitive to keep those jobs here. One of the big issues around the regulatory environment with the EU at the moment is the discussion around the Financial Transaction Tax, the FTT. France has introduced a watered-down version of the FTT, something that's not as strong as the proposals on the table at the moment. But trading volumes in France have fallen dramatically since they introduced their version of the FTT. And I think that, along with the economic analysis that TheCityUK and others have done, have given some of the member states pause for thought. And so what we're hearing a lot more of is that actually, although the FTT, there's some political desire to see it through, the actual business implications of it, the economics, really make less and less sense. But it's for financial services to make the case for why we should contribute taxes and how we can help create jobs and growth across the whole of Europe, not only in the 11 member states, but across the whole of Europe. And I think that way we'll be able to give policymakers a better solution than the FTT that's currently being considered. In the recent budget, the Chancellor announced the creation of the new Financial Services Trade and Investment Board. And this brings back around the same table representatives of the Treasury, UKTI and the TheCityUK as the sector's representative to address the issues of how can the UK become a more competitive, a more attractive place to set up and grow a financial and related professional services business. This is a major milestone in actually the industry and government working hand in hand to make sure that the UK benefits from sustainable economic growth and that we not only keep the jobs in financial and professional services that we have today, but that we continue to attract in the best talent and the most significant foreign direct investment here, not only into London, but that we create jobs around the rest of the UK. One of the great opportunities that our membership of the EU gives us at the moment is around the EU-US Free Trade Agreement, the talks that are currently underway, called the Transatlantic Trade and Investment Partnership, or the TTIP, because everything needs an acronym. That's a set of joint discussions that could create tens of thousands of jobs here across Europe and also in the US. So TheCityUK has been leading the debate on keeping financial services at the heart of those discussions. And we're doing that because what we've heard not only from our members, but from businesses in the US and across Europe, is that they need financial services as part of the TTIP if they're going to get the growth that the TTIP could deliver.